السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري ويشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah, today I'm intending to study the ayat of the Quran, verses of the Quran, in a way that a little bit different from what we are used to. And it is, as I believe, that it's extremely important to know this side of the Quran and read the message of the Quran in order to confirm the fundamental belief system that the Quran introduces to us. What do I mean by when we study the ayat, then you will understand that slightly different perspective I will take. Then usually the Quran is understood by the people who read it from the first translation. And that is what aim is. My aim is to show that pay attention to these points as well. For example, we will study this one ayah from section Surah Hajj 22, and verse number is 5. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhan nas. It's very interesting. Ya ayyuhan nas, all people. So everything is used in the Quran is very meaningful. If the message is to everyone, is a message spreading, Ya ayyuhan nas. If the message is for believers, Ya ayyuhal mu'minun. And by the way, there is no term in the Quran which says Ya ayyuhal muslimun, because this is not the title. Later on, we assume there's a title. There is no such title, in fact. So that is something interesting. So, and if Quran is addressing the believers, but those people who are ready to practice and what the message is, so mature, if you like, practicing believers, the Quran uses Ya ibadi. Oh my ibad, worshippers, not necessarily, whole human beings, not necessarily general in meaning. Those people who treat the Quran or the Torah and the Bible, the sacred books, very well or not very well, uses the example of Israel, Ya Bani Israel. Why? Because they are giving the prophets, they are giving the books. But speaking to Ya Bani Israel, the children of Israel, Quran speaks to Muslims. You have the prophet, you have the book as well. So this kind of different languages are used in the Quran for a specific purpose. Nothing is wasted in the language, the words, even the letters of the Quran. If you study it, you love it. So Those people who study the Quran, they become addicted. It's very addictive. When you love it, that you cannot really leave it aside. So sweet to study the Quran, logical consistency of the language, and purposeful arrangement of the concise and purposeful arrangement of the letters. Amazing. So here, Ya ayyuhan nasu, in kuntum fi raibin min ba'thi. Now, فإنا خلقناكم من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم من علقة ثم من مضغة مخلقة وغير مخلقة لنبين لكم. That is important. ليبين لكم. We will study while we are reading the English translation of it. So those people who are familiar with Arabic, so then pay attention to these white points. So لنبين لكم ونقر في الأرحام ما نشاء إلى أجل مسمى ثم نخرجكم طفلا ثم لتبلغوا أشدكم ومنكم من يتوفى ومنكم من يرد إلى أرذل العمر لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا وترى الأرض هامدة فإذا أنزلنا علينا الماء اهتزت وربت وأنبت من كل زوج بهيج. Lots of subjects are seems to be mixed up. No, but let's read the translation, which is straightforward. It's not difficult. Here, all human beings, everyone, remember, if you doubt the resurrection, now let's concentrate on. If you doubt the resurrection, what is the main point? Doubting about resurrection, which means next creation, which means hereafter. If you doubt it, which is quite normal, don't worry. You can have doubt is very important actually. If you don't doubt, you don't search. So doubting is, to me, doubting is sacred, very important. So the Quran doesn't really reject it. So if you doubt resurrection, which is quite normal, it means in bracket, then we created you, the subject is changing. We created you from dust. What are you going? Well, jumping from one point to another. You expected the Quran is going to speak about resurrection, right? But started talking about created you from dust. Then a drop of fluid, stages. Then a clinging form. Then a lump of flesh. Now, changing now. The creation changes from one state, if you're formed to another form, both shaped, unshaped. But according to us, in fact, there is nothing unshaped. But the Quran speaks to human observation. It's important. These points are important. So, in fact, our aim is to study the Quran while we are reading. We are not learning information. It's not my intention to teach information what Quran says. No. My intention is how we should read the Quran. For what expectations we should have while we are reading the Quran. How can I get the message? So it's a method of reading the Quran, actually. Now, shaped and unshaped. For example, when you look at a tree, it looks like unshaped, isn't it? No, but it is shaped. If you look at a palm tree, it's never, for example, original. It is different. Every tree has its own character. So every species of tree has its own characteristics. Every species of animals has their own characteristics. But within the species, every animal is different. Those people who have cats, they know that every cat has different characters. But cat is cat, dog is dog. That's why we may see that the mountains, we may think that mountains are just unshaped, but that is deliberate. Arranged everything deliberately, but how we see it. So be careful now. All the teaching about the stages of different creation, seeing that now we are doing it. It's not accidental. It is purposeful. I am sorry, the sun is hitting my eye, as if I cannot see you like this. So these examples are given to make clear. But in brackets, I put these examples are given. This is my, if you like, commentary on it. Then, to make clear that whatever we choose, we cause to settle down. To make clear what? But remember the question. If the first starting point, if you doubt about resurrection, that is how we are going to, we are making clear that whatever we choose, we cause to settle down in the womb for an appointed time, then we bring you forth as infants again, started again. Infants, then you grow and reach maturity, stage by stage. Who is doing it? The one who created the universe is arranging it in this way, creating the things within this order. So some die young and some are left to live on to such an age that they forget all they once knew. It means as you get old, as I am, you started losing memories and forget, why did I come to this room? What was it? So, alhamdulillah, it is not my case. But what I go there, for example, I go there, that's my experience. I go there in order to get my computer, for example, the simple example. So when I see the telephone there, for example, I'm keeping it for time. So when I see the telephone, but if I want to do something, I forgot the computer. So that is how the reality is. But we should ask. No, let's finish and then come here. No, they forget all that. No. You sometimes, now the subject is changing. You sometimes see the earth lifeless, and yet when we send down water, it stirs and swells and produces every kind of beautiful plant. What are they? Now, you can read this verse, or the verse, the ayah is really talking about the stages of the fetus in the mother's womb. It's miraculous, isn't it? That time no one knew it. That is one way of reading it. Yes, that is interesting, but it is not the point of the Qur'an to teach us how fetus develops in the womb. Why? Now, other genealogy or something, there is a department in the medical studies. They know everything in details much, much better than explained in the Quran. What is the point to tell me that, for example, you sometimes see this earth is lifeless. Yeah, in winter it is lifeless. I see it. Yet when we send down water, it stirs down. It stirs down. Yeah, I see it. Why do you tell me? I don't need it. Do I need this information? Even if you didn't you didn't know or I didn't know, and when you learn it, yeah, so what? Seems to be. Now that is why we have to pay attention. These are not info. Quran is not to give information. Quran has nothing to do with information. Quran provides evidence to establish the evidences for belief matters. This is for resurrection. So, and produces every kind of beautiful plant. So we have to understand that this kind of verses must be read as evidence. Evidence for what? Not that how the fetus is developing in the mother's womb, nothing to do with it. Showing that the stage by stage, every stage is a new resurrection, new way of creation. So who's doing this? Who is changing the fetus in the womb? Who is really giving or creating the life, living plants out of that earth and water? Both of them are lifeless. Who is doing this? The same one is going to do the resurrection. The point is nothing to do with fetus in mother's womb. The point is resurrection. You see? That is the point. That is what I wanted to share with you. Pay attention. If Quran is talking about something that during the Prophet's time, known or not known, regardless, if a human being can find out either today or 2 or 5 centuries later, if a human beings in general find out it is not the point of the Quran, because this is the information, what shall I do with it? I can develop the scientific studies, discoveries, researches, and I can discover it. I don't need the creator to tell me because it's already there. But the Quran keeps reference to the universe. Why does it do that? In order to provide evidence for belief in God, in belief in God, belief in angels, belief in hereafter, belief in revelation. This is the point. While you are reading the Quran, I know you all read the Quran, mostly from translations, pay attention to it. If the Quran says we created the earth and the sea or animals, this kind of animals, so look, we created the palm trees, the grapes. I know they are there. Why do you tell me? Why do you tell me? Tell me. What is the secret behind it? You have to keep asking the question about belief in angels, a belief in God, belief in the hereafter, revelation, whether the prophets should be, do we really need information about the news, how God is going to treat me when he resurrect me? These are the questions should be in our mind. All right? Inshallah, we will go in other words now. Now, I've got something interesting. Let me see. Inshallah, I can do that. No. One. Anyway, there is a link here. Just one minute or 1.5 minute video. Okay, inshallah, I can manage with it. All right, here we go. Well, can we not go there? Can I not open? Yeah, of course I can. Yeah. Inshallah, you will see now. All right, this one. Commercial. Why the voice is not coming? Do you see the voice? No. Now, why we don't hear the voice? Do you hear the voice? No. Why don't we hear it? Let me see. Mhm.
Also, microphone close to the computer.
No, I don't hear it. No. Does anybody know?
It won't have sound?
Do you hear from them? What's the problem? Okay, really does, what? Now, rather than the voice, why we don't hear the voice? Ah, maybe Zoom is on. Okay, we can see, you can see the picture at this. Yeah, that is the point actually. Let me fasten it. Look, what's happening? Oh, what's happening? This is the example God creates for us. God creates for us. The one who does this will do the same to you. Now, the cocoon, the originally caterpillar. Caterpillar is a different creature. Look at what's coming. Perfectly designed, isn't it? They say this is the result of accident. Perfectly designed, especially symmetry. Never miss the symmetry. Look, look, look. Oh, now that's it. No. This is an interesting program, by the way, for those who are familiar with it. Now, study. Oh, inshallah, I didn't miss it. Wow. This is me.
You go to the screen?
Sorry? No. No, this one is not important. Just please bear with me. This is not up.
Left, 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 up, left,
Left.
left.
Go to the left. If you go to history.
Yeah.
Bookmarks and then history.
Left.
To the right.
No,
On the very top.
Very top. It says Chrome.
no.
So you see, it says help. It says help.
Why is it hell? I don't know. Because I think I closed it.
Yeah, you did. So if you go, hold on, let me grab this.
Yeah.
If you go to history here and you click on that, it
Mm.
usually shows you the most recently closed stuff. So I think we were here.
No, Wednesday. This one.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Kaçtı? 8. Okay. No. Okay. This. Now,
Go to the Zoom screen.
I have to share the same screen with this people. All right. Thank you very much. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inshallah, 10:61, Yunus 61 ayah. So, not now why I'm saying this. Look at this. What the Quran is going to talk here about, I will go a bit faster. The clear book, not an atom's weight escapes your Lord on earth or in heaven, nor is there anything even smaller or larger that is not recorded in a clear book. It means, again, everything is recorded. What is the significance of it? they say all this creation, human development, plants, etc., is the result of DNA recording. Quran says everything is recorded. I know what I am doing, but everything is recorded. Small, larger, everything is recorded. How do I know that everything is recorded? How do I know? But just claims in the Quran, everything is recorded. There are many verses, we will study there quickly. So bear in mind that Quran makes a claim, but always when the Quran makes a claim, it brings up its evidence from the creation. Now, the Quran that time said, use the word book, al-kitab. So, kitab. Kitab means the Quran. But everything is recorded in the Quran. We don't see everything in the Quran. No, kitab has no meaning. In the Quran, kitab has two meanings because when this verse was revealed, there was no book. Just sentences here and there, ayat. But the Quran speaks about kitab, book. It's interesting. So there is a great Ijutsu, his name is the Japanese Orientalist, but very honest man, he has great books. He says, what is amazing in the Quran? From the beginning, there is no Quran, no book, nothing, just a few sentences here and there, relevant, irrelevant with each other. It's not complete at all. It starts talking about the book. So this kind of arrangement it can only be divinely arranged. So Quran, when the Quran says the book, everything is recorded in the book, it means two things. First, in God's knowledge, which is usually used in the Quran, not Kitab-u Mubin, but Imam-u Mubin, referring to God's infinite knowledge. But Kitab-u Mubin means the Kitab, the book of the universe. Universe is another book. So we cannot read one book without other. Like the universe is the computer or the telephone, and Quran is the user's guide, manual. So can you read the manual, even memorize the manual? What are you going to do with it without, for example, manual, how to use the computer, new model computer, you didn't know. So when you look at the manual and say that, this is a beautifully written manual, let me memorize it. Pointless. So the manual is a guide to use how the computer is going to be utilized. So you can use the computer without really spoiling its purpose. You look at the manual. So manual cannot be read without the machine. Let's generalize it. Machine cannot be really understood why it is there, why something is there without the manual. So when the Quran says the book, it means two. The book of recorded speech of the Creator, book of the universe, action-wise, manifested what the Quranic message is saying. So when the Quran says we have recorded everything smaller and larger, and everything is recorded there, now we understand DNA is recorded, everything. So there will be other verses again, 11:10. 11 is Hud, section Hud, not 11:10. 11:6. So section Hud, 11th section, surah of the Quran, and ayah number 6. There is no moving creature on earth, living being, right? Living beings. whose provision is not guaranteed by God, guaranteed by God. And he knows where it lives and where it is laid to rest. All is written in a clear record, in the clear record. It means again, I know well, I don't know how many generations before, and I know how many generations later, everything is written in the clear book. Where is it? Here is the DNA, the GAN, map of GAN. By the way, the person who completed the map of GAN is I don't remember. He wrote a book. I read it. It's interesting. Then he's a very strong believer Christian. Yeah, he believes this is God's book. This is God's book. He was speaking in his book, telling this. He got this Nobel or something, yeah, prize. And also President of America at that time, he just, welcomed him, celebrated him. He's completed the map. It means before, now, how many generations before? It is written there. It is not a simple book, although it uses mainly 4 letters. Out of 4 letters, how many volumes of encyclopedia is written in a DNA program? How many? 120 or something. More than 100 volumes of encyclopedic knowledge is recorded there. And a person living in a desert, Bedouin life, 1400 years ago, is challenging this, and in a way that's so amazing. The Quranic verses from the very beginning to the end, one said, that's it, no editing. Isn't that amazing? And at the end, it becomes a complete, perfect book. And competing with each other, confirming with each other, supporting with each other. There are many great scholars studying this. Every verse is intertwined. We studied some examples on Saturdays at 6 o'clock in the masjid. We are continuing this study. But we studied Fatiha for how many weeks? To see the interconnectedness before and after this ayat of the Fatiha section. So beautifully woven. But at the beginning, 23 years ago, someone was really severely persecuted under the authorities. He wrote one sentence, he said, that's it, doesn't change. There is no editing. There is no working on it. Writing, preparing, no, occasionally comes, finish, settled. And then all the developments of his life changed, a dramatic change. Afterwards, he became the ruler of the 3rd world power center, Romans, Persia, the Sparse Empire, and Medina administration. 3rd part, power center. Nothing changed. At the end, he died, the book is complete. If you study, as I told you, it is really addictive. When you study the Quran, get the beauty of it. You cannot live it, impossible. That's why people spend their time, their life, so until they die, they never live. Those people who wrote these volumes of 20, 15 volumes of 20 volumes, 30 volumes of commentary on the Quran, they devote their life. Why? It is addictive. They cannot live it. So beautiful, sweet. Like people get addicted to messaging, this machine. They were addicted to the Quran. So let's go further a bit now. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ كِتَابًا. This is also slightly different. They are not all the same. They are not mentioning about the same thing, different aspect of the same phenomenon. It's interesting. So we have created everything in writing. It means we are writing. But this claim also needs to be demonstrated in physical form. It means if something is written in the handbook, prospectus, it must be practiced in the machine. So Qur'an, prospectus, machine, the universe. So if it is said, use this key, you say, where is this key? Go to the machine. So he says, we have recorded everything in writing. Where is it? Go to the universe. You will see that it is written. So in other words, 2775. So there is nothing hidden in the heavens on earth, but it is in a clear record. Right? Not only the human genealogy, what is called genealogy? Genealogy is recorded. No. Even the past and the future of the galaxies are written. I don't know when scientists are going to discover this. Because years ago, you cannot imagine that every human being, generation by generation, even the future generations, what are they going to have? Which kind of characters they have? Which kind of, nose type they have? Everything is detailed, recorded. That's what the Quran is saying. Now, there is nothing hidden in the heavens on earth, but it is in the clear record. So one day they will discover. I am sure it must be. Well, if the Quran says that, so far it never disproved. So this cannot be disproved. Let's wait. Now, another one, 36:12, in section Yasin, ayah number 12. We shall certainly bring the dead back to life. Definitely, I guarantee. And we recorded what they sent ahead of them, as well as what they leave behind. Now, our actions are recorded, of course. The one who created all my detailed characteristics, the one who records this, do you think he is not recording my actions? Impossible. But the point is not only recording your action. The point is everything is physically recorded in your being. Find out. That is your job now. Because the manual book, the prospectus is saying there must be a recording. Go and find out. It is your duty now. Now, this one is we keep an account of everything in a clear record. Again, وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. But here is the one word edit, just for those who are aware of Arabic one. أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ, not كِتَابٍ مُبِينٍ. أحصى also counting, as if keeping the record of countings, whether incomes, outcomes, whatever, spendings, how did you do it? Everything is recorded. But Imam Mubin and Kitab Mubin, unfortunately, in English translations, there's all clear record. Unfortunately.
Question. This is for clarity's sake. Okay. Well, if everything is recorded and everything is written from the smallest to the largest of things, and are you saying that it's written somewhere that eventually mankind will see it written, or is it written in something not necessarily tangible that we can understand? Like you say, the universe, like it's things that happen. Okay, they know what's going to happen. I'm going to say they. So let's say a lot of the creator, that he knows what's going to happen because he's creating it. However, things that we do, that things that you have the butterflies, you have all these different creatures.
Mm.
But he has everything written, what everybody's going to do or is doing. I'm just trying to get clear, because I'm still trying to understand, so where is it written? So when it's written, so you're saying eventually we will know this because we will find the manuscript, or we will find this written somewhere? Okay, because I just want to know if it's a tangible thing, or because sometimes we interpret things, for me, will interpret it one way based on my limited amount of knowledge, when it might be another realm of understanding. So that's why I was just asking for clarity.
For example, nowadays we know the clouds.
Mhm.
Clouds, and if you lose your computer, you can get it back.
Oh, wow. Good
Where is it? For example, look at what is happening in the world. What is the aim of this today's study? Today's study, to demonstrate that if Quran says something, it must be supported, it must be backed up with the evidence in creation. That is the point. So we cannot believe in God, in angels, in hereafter, in revelation, God speaking. We cannot believe in this because we don't have any evidence, but it's a matter of belief. No, the Christian's way of understanding it. It is a matter of faith. No. Quran says it is a matter of evidence. Perfect. Go and see. Now look at the word, investigate it. If it is possible to happen by step accidentally, so don't believe in the Quran. If you can explain it. So Quran says, I have recorded everything. There must be an evidence in creation. That is the point. So another one is,
So I understand that, like things being recorded, we're looking at creation like the seeds, like the DNA, where you can go to, like you can extract information from the past leading up to it, or even the future of that.
Mhm.
This link between recording and resurrection, does that have to do fundamentally with accountability? Like
for our actions,
for our
accountable.
actions, I guess.
Oh, that is secondary subject. No, it's not the belief matters. It is just responsibility, but it is secondary subject. But usually these kind of verses are used for this. Allah is recording whatever you do is going to take you into account. But we are talking belief. I studied the Quran from belief perspective. So that is the how to say, neglected part. Now, reading the Quran is a evidence or as a book which talks about belief matters. So that is why we are studying today these verses, in order to understand that whatever Quran claims about belief matters, mainly resurrection, and also the example we have seen, the butterfly, how caterpillar created into a completely different nature of butterfly. Nothing to do with caterpillar. Nothing to do with that. But change it. The one who does it can create you again in a completely different form. So I say that our life is butterfly life, my friends. Don't worry. But you are going to be a butterfly. No, it's a caterpillar here. This word is caterpillar life. So, in a cocoon, everybody is, this is the word, you cannot get out of it. But my spirit wants to fly everywhere and see everything, go into the deepest side of the atoms and see what's going on there, how energy is really stored there. I want to see all of it. I can. My cocoon is there. We have seen the video there. Cocoon wants to open up. Oh, out of butterfly, excuse me, caterpillar, butterflies coming out. It is the code. There. In the DNA of caterpillar, butterfly is recorded. In your DNA, your future life is recorded. And the Quran says it's guaranteed. So the next creation, although Quran describes the flower, palaces underneath, river runs and beautiful fruits and gardens, but it is going to be a completely different creation. As what the Prophet ﷺ describes it, it is not known to any imagination of human being. If you don't see the butterfly, can you ever think about, imagine that out of this caterpillar, a butterfly is going to be created? Does it occur to your mind at all? That is how the creation will be surprised, next creation. Get ready. So be a beautiful butterfly. Prepare yourself. Inshallah. For the future, don't worry. The future is very bright. Now, another verse from section Yasin, verse 78, that's a very famous, مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم. They argue with you, with us, with God, forgetting his own creation in this world. He says, who can give life back to bones after they have decayed? Now, see every stage of creation we have studied in the previous verses. So they have forgotten their own, for example, we don't see the wonderful creation of caterpillar. We don't think about how come it is out of a small lifeless matter, and caterpillar is created, moving legs and eating, communicating, trying to protect its life, as if it's a conscious being. We don't think this, and when the Quran promises that I'm going to create you in the form of a butterfly, we say, nah, impossible. After I die. When caterpillar dies, what happens? Butterfly comes out. That is magical. It means miraculous. Now, everything is magical. Not what is not magical. Now there is a palm tree at the backyard where I live. It is flowering now. Flowered, yes, beautiful flowers, small flower. They're blossoming. Out of what? Out of what? Wood. Water. Wood, water. Out of water, flower comes out. That is magical. Inshallah. So the argument is, why those people who are enemy of the Prophet argue, no. Your ego says, how can it come? Because we studied the first verse, if you doubt about resurrection. So we doubt, our egoistic time, materialistically minded side doubts. Who doesn't say, how am I going to be? My mom died. Ooh, cry. And I lost my mom. You didn't, man. She's going to be a butterfly. You didn't lose it. Your body is changing. Butterfly's body changed. But caterpillar's body died. But butterfly is created. Do you think this creation is for nothing? Just an evidence. That's what the Quran says. We record everything in the Quran. In the creation, and the Quran says we have recorded everything in the book. When we know what we are doing. So, human mind doubts, which is normal, everybody doubts. So we can give life back to bones No. Who can give life back to bones after they have decayed? Say, will be revived by the one who created them the first instance. Look at your creation now. Isn't that wonderful, your creation? Your mind, your intellect, your consciousness, your feelings. You know, feelings are, some people say so crazy they are. Some people say the feelings are the development of our brain cells. Brain cells, what is this? Phosphate or something? No life, nothing. So, like the people say, look at the book. Now, oh, it's so meaningful. You know what? You know the paper cheats of the book, produces it, produces the sentences, knowledge, information there. That's materialistic mind. The same materialistic mind forgets about how he was created in this world out of a cell. So minute cell, out of a cell. Out of a cell, here I am. Every moment, my life is changing. I don't know, does your life change as well? Are you becoming old every day? You know, it's bothering you. But you don't have any white hair. Don't worry about it. But you will see. I will say, inshallah, Allah will give you long life. So then experience you study the Quran more, inshallah. So say, they will be revived by the one who created them to the first instance. The first instance. For he has knowledge of every act of creation. He knows what he's doing. So we have to, when we think about resurrection, the Quran is inviting us. Think about your creation. How did you come a human being? How? Out of what? Where did you get your feeling? Where did you get your consciousness? You are aware of your existence. Where did you get it? Out of matter? Particles? Ridiculous. So these particles need to be created as well. They need to be arranged as well. So Quran is inviting us, if you doubt about hereafter, next creation, don't think about next creation. Think about your creation right now. That's what we are learning from this verse. Okay, another one. Oh, here it is. This beautiful baby, I love it. Look at how sweet is it. Though it is the result of accident, ladies and gentlemen. That is 21st century scientific statement. Randomly developed. Look at this, randomly developed. Then from this stage to this stage. Wow. And every stage is perfectly right. If you can say it, it is possible it will randomly, accidentally, it became like this. Say it. If you can say it. Well, if you are not crazy, impossible to say it. All right. What time is it? Man, I have more for you. Yeah. In other words, again, about resurrection. Now, I'm going to go a bit faster. 75. 75 is section Qiyamah. So, Qiyamah, section Qiyamah. Does the human being think that he was created in vain? What's the translation is, I did it wrong. Created in vain, useless without, it means vain, it means useless without any purpose. Do you think that, make it simple now, practical. Do you think that you are created for nothing, useless, just to live in this world and then die and go to the grave, rot? Do you think human beings are created for this purpose? No? Possible?
I was zoning out, to be honest.
So, is it possible at all? I am here in this form as I am created. Thank you, gentlemen. Bismillah. Thank you very much. All right, let's keep it there. So it says, do we think that we are created with no purpose? Was it not a drop of semen emitted? You were a drop, one cell. And but this is the creation of the one who created the whole universe, written everything in your past and your future there. So nowadays, everybody gets the scan, ultrasound scan when they are pregnant. And the doctor says, parents came together, says, well, I'm sorry to tell you that I have to, my honesty, tell you that your daughter, your son, baby is going to have this disease. How did they know? Recorded. Quran says future and the past are recorded. It is amazing. It is amazing. Anyways, then he was a blood cut and he created cloth, and he created and formed in accordance what was meant to be for a purpose. You are going to be a man. You are going to have these characters. Everything is planned, perfectly arranged by the one who created all universe knowingly. So, and made for him the two genders, male, female, complete opposite to each other, but complementary. That is what I always say in our classes. So every Saturday we have this, Tuesday, we have these classes at 6 o'clock in the masjid, in the prayer room down there. Every Saturday, Tuesday at 6 o'clock, inshallah. So we expect our friends here. If they want to get this banquet from the Quran, that's what we are doing, inshallah. And so, Quran says, I created everything into pairs. But these pairs are contradictory, like positive power, negative power, like that. So North Pole, South Pole, for example, men, women, and also human beings, jinns, pair. Everything is pair, created in pair. So when you your face is pair, your ears are pair, eyes are pair, but so precisely measured that you use two eyes, but you see one object, not two objects differently. No. Perfectly arranged. By the way, this is the 20th century claim. It happened randomly. Yeah, randomly. You will go to hell randomly. Randomly. Everything accidental happening. Random choices developed in this way. Okay, we have to say that opposite but complementary. Right? Opposite, contradiction, but complementary. Amazing. As if they're really demonstrating it so clearly. Come on, the time. What? Does he who can do this not have the power to bring the dead back to life? Look at the logic. The one who is doing this is not able to bring you again. Who did it? Who did you? He demonstrated it. Do you think he cannot do it again? The Quranic logic is so consistent, so clear. Anyways, I don't know how many minutes we have. Yeah, so shall we go to another verse? Here we go. That is you. That is you. You can see yourself there. I was like this once. So, look at this arrangement. He is not breathing, the baby boy or girl. He is not breathing there. He is not eating. What cord?
Umbilical.
Umbilical cord. Thank you very much. No, you have to be always in our class. So, umbilical cord is there. As soon as he wakes, he gets out, what happens? If he doesn't breathe, he dies. Air. But in the womb, there was no air. Why didn't he die there? Miraculous, yeah? Random happening, by the way. So it is so sarcastic to me to say this, to claim this. Randomly developing like this. Okay? Let's go back. Another one. Let's read this one quickly. 71. How God made to spring forth from the earth like a plant. Then he will return you into it, to earth, your body, and will bring you out again. Why? The tree grows and the fruit you pick up and take it, eat the flesh, beautiful, nice, or here is taken. So here it is, and when I cut it, dead. Then there is a seed in it. Here I get it anyways. So this one. If somebody collects seeds, I will be very pleased. No, nothing. This is a seed. It is not life. It's not alive. No. And when it gets the right position, another tree comes out. Why do you think this is the type of creation? Why? Qur'an says, I am demonstrating that I am doing this here in front of your very eyes, when how dare you deny it? Then I can do it again. Here it is, I'm doing it. Oh, it says, stop. Yeah. Come
Everyone, can you please move a little
forward,
closer?
please. Come closer.
That way we have the back
No,
corridor for the
I
volunteers.
assure you I am not ill and there is no nothing to germ or nothing. So come closer so that the latecomers will be comfortable too. Thank you. So, okay. So, all right, thank you. Now I think here it is. Look at this. If someone within a little bit mind, reasoning, look at this earth and see out of this stone, and there is it is recorded, we have been studying the verses. Look at this. Something completely different nature is coming out of particles. Lifeless particles, blind, lifeless, no free will, no knowledge, no power, nothing. And this one is coming out, growing. Growing is the most miraculous thing. Growing. How? So the Quran says, stage by stage, I am doing this. The one who created the universe. So, inshallah, this is the last one. This is section room, 30, section 50. Look at the signs of God's mercy. That God is inviting us. Look at the signs of God's mercy. Where are they? Signposts. Have you seen the God's signposts? Have you seen? Hey. Can you get this tangerine? I promise you I'll give it back. Throw it through tangerine or yeah, throw it. Huh. This one. Now, this is the signpost of God who created the universe. You cannot have this without the whole universe. Everything is completely interrelated with each other. So you don't have to see a signpost on the roadside or highway. No. Every being is a signpost of God. declaring that I am the one who is the owner of the universe, created this. I will keep my promise. I thought you are going to tell me, keep it, please. I'm sorry. Too late. Too late. So look at then the signs of God's mercy. Oh, okay, finish. How he restores the earth to life after death. How does he do it? Every season, winter dies, the season for that, everything dies. The same God is the one who will return people to life after death. The same one. Whoever doing this operation in the universe will do it again. He has power on all things. Now, I come to look at this. Wait, I love this birds. Like Allah. How do they know that they feed each other? Oh, all right, all right. No, now I'm going to tell you something. Now, if one, if you want, you have this information that we are having on Zoom meetings Tuesday here in the prayer room, downstairs on the fourth floor, and Monday and Tuesday, Saturday. Here is you can take the picture if you are interested in it. Islam from Within mailing list. So this is the one information. Another one, this one. Now, take the picture of this. We have notes. So all the discussions we have on Zoom, our friends are taking notes and publishing it on Islam from Within, hamid.org. That is if anybody is interested, is the QR code. You can copy it. Inshallah, I will stop here. The time is up. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin bi hurmati sirri surati al-Fatiha.